Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Age of Wonders Planetfall, where honestly I don't think we're all that far from winning this game. Unfortunately, the other players are starting to move in that direction as well. But, slowly. It seems like we're winning the race, to me. If you check the diplomacy stats here, you can see our reputation is currently 525. That's very close to what we need it to be. Obviously, some of this stuff is going to fall off before we get to the place we need to go. But look at the stuff that we're getting reputation from. Completing quests we knew about, but giving other players gifts apparently is worth 50 reputation. I'm assuming it's an amount of reputation that scales with the value of the gift, that it's not just I could give somebody 10 energy and get 50, but that'll be a really good way to push ourselves over easily. We just dump a bunch of energy on people if we get to the point where we have the second dwelling, but we're still not quite there on the reputation. So apparently we don't need to be thinking about this reputation thing very hard at all. And then also trading away Casus Belli apparently is worth some rep, not a ton, but that's a thing to keep an eye on as well. A thing to keep in mind is maybe a better way to put that. Also, created a non-aggression pact, so there is some benefit to pushing our status up with the other players. I don't know that it's huge necessarily, but it'd be cool if we could get this going with a couple more people. I just want to make sure that we're not destroying our diplomatic standing with everybody else in the process. You know what? We're cool. Let's just let's ignore that for now. Keep focusing on the thing that really matters, which is getting to the point where we can integrate the autonoms. So you have 5 skill points. You could really use some vitality. That seems very important to you. And also escape module. There we go. Survivability problem solved. Okay, you guys did all that stuff. Now I need to figure out what to do with you next. We have this quest army over here, but we have 2 turns left on that. That's just not happening. There's no way. So that being the case, I honestly don't really have a plan for a lot of these guys. This army that is just a penguin. I guess you can fold in here for now. You guys... What on earth? Oh, I was trying to get them around to that. Yeah, they're not going to be able to reach that battle in time. Lavibor is a small independent colony that I could cause to join us by spending influence. I'm really reluctant to spend influence on non-critical things, though, right? We have an awful lot of stuff that we need to do. Let's have a quick look at what our influence spending is going to give us with the autonom. So we need 20 favor to reach friendship. We're not going to get this quest. So in order to buy ourselves into the 20 favor, we'd have to buy 4 sentinels. That's totally doable. We can afford to do that right now. Once we're at the friendship level, we can buy their mods and get a much better conversion of influence to favor. But once we've done all that stuff once, Monitor gives us 10 favor for 51, which is very slightly more efficient than buying sentinels. But we're still talking about having to pay a lot of total influence in order to get these guys on side. I'm kind of tempted to just buy all the sentinels right now. Yeah, sure. Well, we'll buy 4 sentinels right at this moment. I guess we could buy some other stuff here. The unit becomes network compatible. That's interesting. And you know what, though? I don't really want this stuff. I'm buying this for the favor, mostly. Okay, so now we're at friendship. We need 80 favor, which we can get by spending... 8 purchases from the menu is pretty harsh. But we'll get some quests. Definitely going to be a tricky one. Claudius publicly complimented me on my extremely good job here. Also, Hattel is probably less... Yeah, is a little bit less excited for me. That's fine. So we're not quite there yet. But we're getting there. We're getting there. So you guys don't really have anything to do. We don't want to take over any of this stuff over here. We have a flying unit who's going to go grab us Tin Man Bay real fast. Yeah, and then we'd have to, either fight these guys or spend influence to negotiate with them, and I really don't have any interest in doing the latter. We could totally fight them. That'd be okay. Sort of feel like our armies don't have a lot of things of any great imports to do, actually. So in addition to getting the influence, obviously we have to get Tin Man Bay or Water's Edge taken over, and then we have to get Vonderburg up to enough population to take on another one. So how does food sharing work exactly? There's a thing in here we can do a food share. Yeah. Share and sell excess is not really what I'm looking for. Take food. So we got to get to 20 population. And we have more than enough happiness. It shouldn't be a problem. Taking 0. Colony can accept more food. Okay, but right, I have to actually tell my other colonies to give food into the pool. So, who's got spare food? Okay, Ortonville does, and it really, really does not need it. Why don't you share all, right? Yeah, share your whole excess. You don't really need to grow anymore. We have this we have this army of these guys. I mean, all these dudes float, right? So we could refigure this a little bit. Actually, yeah, that's totally what we're gonna do. Because the armies that we were seeing over here that were making life difficult for us weren't actually very powerful. So what if we took you guys... I'm going to leave the penguin in the army. Which means we got to dump one more thing here. Well, you're a powerful floating hero. You're a powerful floating hero. I hate to not bring the penguin, but maybe we're not bringing the penguin with us. No, you know what? We're bringing the penguin with us. That's ridiculous. We're just only bringing 3 of the sentinels. Why would we not bring the penguin? It's a completely crazy thing to do. Okay, there we go. Those guys are operating without a hero, and they're just gonna have to. We don't have any spare food in Penster. I should probably make sure that we're feeding food into the pile in general. Okay, right. Vonderburg does not feed food. Laviesh could, though. Yeah, share your excess. That's not at all the button I wanted. I'm just clicking stuff at random because the icons look pretty. Esendar definitely does not need to keep growing. Go ahead and throw your excess in there as well. That's weird. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see that population go through the roof. And then it's just a matter of getting influence and then fixing our rep and then running the operation and not getting killed while running the operation. And it's actually, like, we're not close. We're not as close as I would like us to be at this point. But I don't believe the other players are going to declare war on me. I think we're... message from the Paragons. Accepting this quest will damage our relationship with the other guys. I think we have enough rep with the Paragon that we can afford to turn down a quest here. Somewhere. Oh. Independents were killed by Logan's troops. Well, that's inconvenient for me. I mean, sort of. It's inconvenient for me in the sense that it does make it more difficult for me to take that area, but it's also the case that I don't need to take that area. It was just something I was doing because it was fun. Yeah, let's just float on over here. We'll see what's what. You guys, I guess, are going to play defense. Congratulations, this is where you live now. We have a full army waiting over here next to the teleporter in case anybody wants to get clever on that side. I think the thing we do is just create coverage, right? Move our various forces to 2 places all over the Empire and just wait. So you probably want to go to Vonderburg, but hold on, let's let this guy get out of here first. You don't need to do anything right now because you can't reach the point anyway. And then we're sort of just like generating energy so that we can trade it to other players in a lot of cases. Here we definitely want to build ourselves some hydroponic farms, and then we'll do an upgrade of the water sectors. That's another source of food. I guess actually we should produce military infrastructure in the places that don't yet have good coverage on that. And then we have a monitor ready, and a starlight, and a soulfire, so I guess we don't really have anything else that needs doing here. We can go buy some more stuff from the autonom. It has self-repair systems that heal it considerably. Okay, yeah, that seems fine. I'll buy that. Get 10 more favor. So we have 10 favor with them right now. I'm curious. I don't know if we've actually paid attention when we've failed a minor faction quest before, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what this does to our favor. I'm assuming it just removes some, right? I guess we could be paying attention to what's going on over here. Oh, yep, cybersecurity failed. Message from the autonom. Yeah, we can do this. All colonies can contribute to this project. We can get a project done very quickly, it turns out. Logan completed the Invader. Is he at war with my faction? Like, am I going to have to get over there and protect them? No. Interesting. He's at war with these guys. I don't know that that matters. I'm assuming we could only interact with their other dwelling if we actually find it. Like, if we actually locate it within the world. You guys are in guard mode. Let's grab Tin Man Bay. This sector has been claimed by the autonom. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. I don't suspect they're going to declare war on me. Hey guys, look, I too am robots. Surely we can all just get along here. Production stash, I don't know that that matters terribly. Let's make sure that we're getting that energy cell project going. And then we'll try to, we can pick this up then, after we have that in the queue. This should be a totally trivial kill, right? A low-risk battle. Oh, you know what? I was seeing... For some reason, I was reading that as a 3. I think we're still going to just auto-combat it. It's not... That's not... Wow! What? My penguin! Oh, no. Oh, that's very frustrating. I really... What does low risk mean where the developers are from? Because it's certainly not the same as what it means where I'm from. That really sucks. We lost a lot of units there. I would have done that manually if I thought there was any chance that we would lose 4 of our 6 units on a low risk battle. Alright, how's Von Berg growing? It's you know, it's coming along. It's certainly faster. We are continuing to pump up the amount of food. A proposal from Logan, eh? What do you think the odds are that he's trying to talk me into going to war with somebody? He wants me to give up my cause of war against him in exchange for Cosmite. I am not going to do this. We're totally going to trade off that Casus Belli, but I want to do it at a time when it will, I want to do it closer to our victory. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, we'll give the autonom some free energy. I have no problem with that. Decline is what I need, not cancel. Okay, you want to be friendly? That's cool. Feel free to continue expressing that sentiment. And I guess you guys can just come home. Alright, stop here so you don't get grabbed by boats on the way. Yeah, very disappointing outcome there. Okay, well this area looks Like, it's not super dangerous. Where does this go? Okay. Somewhere distant. Who knows? Vonver has an unexploited sector because for some reason you still have to actually press the button. It's kind of strange considering that there's only one thing that could be built in these places. You would expect it to just happen. Production cost down for units, not so good. Colony structures is probably the way we want to go here. We'll just jump that up to the top. Okay, I see that that is the truth. So it looks like, yeah, we did in fact take a 5-point hit because then we completed another. Oh no, it's completing a demand is only 5 points. So in fact, we lost no reputation with the Autonom when we failed that quest. I thought that it was a little harsher than that. Do we want a golem? Sure. Alright, we finished our neuroelectric disruptors. This stuff is all sort of irrelevant. What does that do? Emits a field that flips the electron charge on friendly arc weaponry. All owned units' arc abilities can stun targets and deal 100% bonus damage for 1 turn. Costs 7 tack points, but that's really powerful. Powerful enough that that's what we're going to research. It is probably the case that after we begin the unification protocol, some people are going to decide that they don't want to be unificated, and then we're going to have to deal with that. Oh, that's Logan's territory. Never mind then. Yeah, you guys just float home. I mean, it's not like we were actually going to, engage in a battle for that settlement anymore at this point anyway. Yeah, sure. Military infrastructure, like, let's buff up our defenses, because I do expect us to get attacked. Okay, population in Vonver is actually coming rather quickly. And how is it the case that everybody needed to, build instructions on the same turn? Just everything everywhere all at the same time. So I think at this point we're mostly bottlenecked by our progress on this, right? How much of our reputation stuff is falling off? In the next 6 turns, we're losing 75 reputation. We have another Casus Belli that we can trade off. We will probably complete more quests. Obviously, we're going to gain the integration bonus, which is another 50 rep above the 100 that we're getting for friendship with them right now. I'm confident that we can make this work. I think we're totally good. It's just a matter of how hard the AI is going to resist my attempt. Because, you know, theoretically they would like to win the game. But also, if they're friendly with me, will they respond as though they're another player in the game and just flip that friendship and try to kill us? Or will they behave like the factions in 4X games often behave? Sort of like in a way that makes some kind of sense, as if they were actually people in the world. I don't really know that this guy needs to be doing stuff. Why don't you just go into guard mode here? It's weird that Hatal Uruk is constantly calling me up talking about a positive relationship rather than just, like, starting one, like asking me for a non-aggression pact or something. Alright, so we're at 30 with the Autonom now. We can buy the Immolation Matrix. I don't know that we would even use this, but it is the cheapest available way to get 10 favor. And then we can buy the AI Factory Overseers, which is actually a totally fine doctrine that we will not equip. Or we could just buy a monitor, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Every monitor we buy gives us a small energy upkeep, so I guess that's the one that makes the most sense. We are 30 favor out. And this is a nice way of doing this, because it doesn't impact our favor with the other miners. Although obviously, if we get a quest, we're doing it. We do need to maintain some level of influence so that we can like actually buy the dwelling, right? Okay, all of a sudden I'm extremely popular. Now, you know, my reputation's up, so I'm gonna choose not to do this. Alright, let's look through these. Energy for Cosmite. My accountants tell me this trade is highly in your favor, but I would lie if I said it wasn't mutually beneficial. Your accountants are lying to you, or you're lying to me. Either way, I think I'm fine with this. Like, we don't really need the Cosmite, but we also don't really need the energy, and Cosmite is harder to get than energy. Sure. Is that what it's going to be? Yep. Everybody feels like I have extra energy. Okay, so we could now, sorry, this is a global bonus. This is not even a thing we have to build. We just have a ton more energy income because of all of our lava. That's actually pretty cool. I thought that was an improvement we were going to have to make in each of our lava colonies individually. Your colony gains +3 for each arid sector within the colony's domain. Seems like they maybe left an icon off of there. Okay, it's happiness, because all of these are happiness. Yeah, sure. Arid exploitation sounds fine. We have a ton of arid territory. May as well build ourselves a Cosmite harvesting center. So what is it? It was like 100-ish, I think, to get control of their dwelling. 85, in fact. So we need to get 30 more favor plus 85 influence. Which means that if we have to buy our way in, we're still pretty far away. But the Autonome are giving us lots of quests. Seem to be coming pretty quickly now. Vonbur is 2 turns away from having enough population to do the thing, which is great. Improve military infrastructure, please. And yeah, we have so much energy coming in that we should be able to make a bunch of gifts, which will probably be able to push our reputation above 600 just off of gifting people energy, if the amount of reputation gain from the gifts we gave is indicative of how we can continue to work that system. Claudius is publicly complimenting me, Logan is insulting me, and Sina's trying to go somewhere in the middle? A little bit. Also, personal message. I would like a more mutually beneficial relationship with you. You know what? I would love it if we could do a non-aggression pact, perhaps. Just trying to make it tricky for people to declare war on me. In fact, it may well be worth securing that with everybody, if we can. Okay, and then also Hatil Uruk. Alright, hopefully the fact that we're signing treaties with Claudius's enemies is not going to make him too cross with us. So where are we at now? We are, in fact, we are virtuous. We are at 675. We're doing very well. And we're friendly with the Syndicate. It seems like the AI get, like, all the way on your side. Pretty quickly, when your reputation goes up. The Unifier was unlocked. Make an alliance with 2 different players, maintain that alliance for a while to get... Okay, that's actually interesting. I mean, 20 turns is too long. The game's going to be over in 20 turns, probably. But, we could have been building toward this earlier. 100 bonus influence would have been a really good way to shortcut our victory a little bit. And I completed the diplomat. Happiness for everyone. Great. How's How's Penster doing? Did we ever get Penster really dealt with? No, not exactly. Stupid volcanic thingy. Here, fix it. Remove the... See, it says it removes economic penalties from volcanic regions. I don't know if happiness is considered an economic penalty. It might not be, right? It might just be referring to things that lower your income of these resources and food and production. Or I guess we'll find out when they finish that upgrade. If all of a sudden happiness shoots through the roof, we'll know. So, oh no, okay, we did complete it. That's great. That's very helpful. That puts us at 65 with them, so we only need 15, which is only going to cost 24 plus 48. Okay, so we could do it right now, but we still won't have enough to request ownership of their things, so we should hold off. See if they'll give us another easy-to-complete quest, so we can maybe get this done a little bit faster. And Vonderburg has enough population now that we could do the thing. Except I'm noticing... Hold on a second. It doesn't look like it's allowed to take over another sector. I'm just thinking like we're not seeing the glow on areas nearby. Maybe it's because the 20th point of population was just born this turn. Because that is what it is, right? It's every 4th population point. I guess, where did I even see that information? I thought somewhere there was a sectors manager thing. Oh, you can stop doing that now. And in fact, we should probably switch all of our sectors back to that. Is there a way to... Looks like there's not a way to easily do that from here. They really do not make it easy to interact with your cities. Like this menu has a lot to... It's a lot less functional than like the Endless Legend or Endless Space version of this thing, where you can actually like change the production queues very easily and just like you can affect all of the things about the city from that menu. You already prevent deficit. I don't exactly remember. Laviesh we definitely changed, and we don't need it to do this anymore. There might be a control somewhere in a place that is not obvious to me that lets you just set all of my food sharing policies to X or something like that. It's like Penster is not growing, but that's not Penster's fault. It's just, you know, stuff is rough here. And Vonderburg, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, cool, we're good. Just generate energy, because we cannot gift people knowledge, unfortunately. Not that I generally would. But yeah, see, like, the glow here, indicating that Alsneth could expand. I was expecting to see that in the places around Vonderburg. We'll see if it pops up this next turn. Maybe it doesn't show up on the turn you gain the ability. Or maybe cities can't have enough sectors, and we're going to have to build a new city and then grow it. I don't know. We'll see. If that ends up being the case, that's very inconvenient, but not it's not unconquerable. Right, like we could put a city in Greymire and then have it go 1, 2, 3. And you could get a city to that amount of population pretty quickly. So I could have sworn somewhere in this menu there was an indicator of how many sectors the city was allowed to have. Oh, okay. 5 of 5 sectors. So yeah, you cap out at 5. Okay, so then we need to found a new city. That is not a hard problem. We'll just make this a priority. Yeah, so Greymire is not adjacent to Vonderburg. That's a place where we can set down, I believe. I mean, there's a settlement here, but it's not my settlement, so I think that's okay. I guess we'll find out in a second. If it's not okay, then we have to take over Farish Kal, which we could do. It's going to slow things down a little bit, though, because that's a thing we have to expend influence for. Well, it won't take very long for that colonizer to be out. Yeah, that's a shame. We're still not quite there on the amount of influence yet. So what, we need like 150 in total? We got a couple of turns before we even could theoretically buy that. This is going to slow us down. I am not interested in doing quests for you right now. A message was sent that has no bearing on me. Okay, he wants to be even more friendly. I'm not really interested in a defensive pact, though, because I don't have any desire to help defend him. Alright, so this is the turn where we have the influence to go for this, but we might... I might want to save until we see whether I'm allowed to build here, because obviously there's a... I probably should have moved this army out in this direction, actually, to prepare for the possibility of not being able to settle in Greymire. We probably won't be able to, right? This isn't like a real settlement. You know, it's not a player settlement. From the Autonom, you know what? Decline. Hold on, let me look at my favor. Let's just make sure that I'm not, like, in a terrible spot with everybody. Okay, we probably do need to buy something from the Paragon at some point here, just to push that number up, to give us a little bit of a buffer. Okay, says we can found in Greymire. So now it is just a matter of getting Greymire fed enough. I'm not actually sure if you can... Because like, if we could trade Tin Man Bay over to Greymire, that would make things a lot easier. I don't know if you can do that. I don't think you can. And then I guess we can also set up a reinforcement factory. That seems good. And then, sure, algae farms. We're going to be sending a lot of food out of Vonderburg over to Greymire. Here, I guess it doesn't really matter. We've built all of the stuff that could help us at all. Fortunately, that's the kind of mistake you don't make a bunch of times. Now we know that there is a size cap on the cities. The population does not allow you to just grow infinitely. She completed the Harbinger. I do not remember what the Harbinger is. I sure wish you could click on this kind of stuff during the enemy turn cycle. I will say that this game is way friendlier during other players' turns than a lot of 4X games are about you like looking at the menus and stuff, which I do really appreciate. Okay. This is a doomsday thing. So, I mean, she's trying. She's going for it. I'm not a big fan of the fact that she's doing that. Oh, where's my... We're gonna need this guy. So Lavibor is going to build itself a recreational dome. It's going to build a biofarm. Let's start with that. And then we can talk about other stuff. And Penster... I don't know. Generate energy, I guess. Let's go ahead and put food sharing on for several of the colonies. We don't need a ton, because you can't... this will probably do. Because you can't... A city cannot take it more than it needs to produce a colonist in a single turn, according to a tooltip that I read. So yeah, like we're only taking 12, despite the fact that way more than that is getting paid into the global pool. That's alright, the excess is being converted into energy, which is actually just fine. I'm pretty sure there is no way to transfer a sector from one city to another, so we're just going to have to actually build up to a pretty huge amount of population here. We might want to develop some covert operations technology just to mess with Sina. I guess that might be a good place for us to direct our research resources into. And I'm not going to be virtuous forever, am I? Actually, we are at 550 points of permanent reputation. So pretty damn close. A proposal. You would like a dwelling? No. What? No, obviously not. This I will do. That's a lot of cosmite. Absolutely not. They love land, and I've been told that by people in the comments. The AI will go a little bit nuts for land. We haven't really had too much call for that just yet. You can tell I'm a little nervous about leaving him over the water. We should probably, like, build some boats out of Vonbur or something. Actually, we don't really even have the tech to build boats. Alright, yep, I have stuff ready to prime, ready to launch. Nothing that I need to do either of those things to. Oh hey, we hit an influence cap. I should probably remember to use that. I'm assuming I'm not allowed to play with the buttons during other players' turns. Actually, no, it totally will let me. Let's buy that and that. Cannot queue actions at this moment. Well, we're gonna be integrated with them, so that's gonna actually give us enough permanent reputation to stay above 600, and then we also have that Kessis Belli thing that we just did. Feeling pretty okay about that. This seems like a we've bumbled around a lot here and done a bad job, and it still seems like a pretty fast victory type. It's possible that our science victory was just absolutely terrible. In fact, I would go so far as to say it is likely that our science victory was just absolutely terrible. Okay, so we are now integrated. We are ready to buy their thing just as soon as we can. Logan's complimenting me on my diplomacy. Sina less so, I'm guessing? Yeah. Claudius wants to just give me 25 cosmite. Well, I'll take it. Is he trying to bump his reputation up above the threshold, maybe? Alright, you go get us a Wicked Bay. And I mean, we're gaining a population point every single turn. So we're getting there. Let's have a look at this operation, because I don't remember exactly how it works. But I believe that it has a duration that is, a duration that is changeable. So alliances with NPC factions and friendly dwellings affect the countdown timer on it. So there's not a lot we can do about that. Actually, we don't know any other NPC factions. We'll have the countdown down to 17 turns by the time we actually fulfill the requirements. But I don't think we're going to be able to change it any more than that. So Indigo Inlet is next. You guys are chilling. So I have to assume we're going to get attacked, right? Once we run the thing, the countdown timer starts, every other player is going to get a notification, and then we're going to get attacked. I'm hoping that the loss of the dwelling colonies would not cause us to lose the doctrine, but it might. Or not cause us to lose the operation, but it might. It may be the case that we have to get into a position to defend that stuff before we launch. I'm not going to stress about it too much right this second. I mean, it's not like our dwellings are hard to get to. Got ourselves some positron technology. I think this seems like a really, really powerful ability. Also, a positron discharge shield. 25% harder to hit with ranged attacks. 6 arc resistance. Also, just shooting lightning constantly. That seems pretty good. We're going to bank up a ton of Cosmite here. In fact, we've already banked up a ton of Cosmite. So, we can retrofit our army very suddenly if we need to. Okay, so we're at 5 favor with them. If I decline... Okay, declining does not... So is their favor... Yeah, the only thing that decreases favor is completing quests for other factions. Interesting. I thought I remembered it being the case that we declined... Oh, you know what happened? I thought I remembered it being the case that we declined some quests and saw our favor drop, but that was around the time that we got hit with that that thing, right? Somebody did a covert operation on us to make us lose control with our minor faction. So that was probably all it was, actually. All right, let's talk about this stuff. Where is a thing that would actually be helpful to me? Attempt to disrupt and shut down an enemy operation. I mean, we're going to need Operation Offense and Operation Defense. I mean, we probably should just click pretty deep in here. Ooh, that's interesting. Infiltrate Operations Sector is interesting. Okay, so let's just, let's make this our target. Go ahead and do that. For some reason, I'm not allowed to click Research. Okay, no, I wanted to queue all of that stuff, please. Never mind. Apparently, we are not allowed to queue researches. Okay, we're still getting population every single turn. Anything else over here that we really want? A strength 8 chance to turn all non-mindless enemy units insane for 1 turn. That seems okay. Maybe we get our best unit, the zenith, you might say, of our unit designs. We also do have access to some of the other factions' unit research trees if we wanted to, you know, do that thing. Which at the moment I don't think that I really do. But we could like advance our understanding of Vanguard units and stuff. Everboard it does have an unexploited sector, doesn't it? We should probably exploit that sector. And then what is this? Is an energy stash just sitting here? I suppose you should go get that. Alright, and then back on land, because I'm terrified of ending my turn over the water, on account of the stuff we have seen happen in the water. So we're talking 3 turns to Indigo Inlet, then 4 more turns after that, assuming that we're able to push enough food to keep Lavabor gaining population every single turn. And then 17 turns from there to victory. We should try to get a defensive pact with somebody. We should pick a player and go defensive pact with them so that the other players are more reluctant to declare war on us when the time comes. Unfortunately, I don't have a good sense of everybody's military strength, and I'm not sure if there's an easy way to just like view that. Also, I guess this doesn't really matter because almost everybody is at almost everybody else's throat already. Claudius has been pretty nice to us. Maybe we can make this happen with him. The only person he's not at war with is Logan, so this could potentially ward off Logan attacking us, which would be a good idea. They could try to just straight call me into their war. That's a good point. I forgot that that is a way that this can work in this game. They can call you into existing wars. You know what? We're okay. Everything's fine. Okay. That's still... So see, like, it's highlighted as though these are the things... If I just close this... Okay, it did set it. I am declining quests at the moment. Sorry, you know, it's like everybody wants my time, and if I was working for everybody, I wouldn't have any time to work for myself. You guys get it. Honestly, the points of operational defense that we get from pushing further along the bottom track in this research tree might well be a good enough reason to do this, because obviously the other players are going to try to mess with us in a variety of ways, as it looks obvious that we are going to win. Can't expect it to just be attempted military interventions. And honestly, attempted military interventions would be real rough, because we have so much energy that we are able to buy out several units in a single turn if we need to. We have armies all over the place. I feel pretty well defended. Maybe that's not reasonable. Go ahead and grab the Indigo Inlet. And then I think we are just hitting end turn a couple of times here. Lobby board. I really do like the food sharing system. This is a nice way of quickly developing new colonies, and it does reduce the importance of settling in a place that has food, which means you're free to settle in a larger number of regions. I think that we're just like a handful of turns away from like kicking the thing off and seeing if the whole world goes to hell when we do it. We are not going to win as quickly as we won the last game. It is our best interest to improve our diplomatic state. Might be in your best interest. Okay, happiness events everywhere. So we probably want to prep some covert operations. And then just focus on operational effectiveness. It might be worth sneaking, infiltrating the operations center of House Teamer, just to keep an eye on what's going on with their Doomsday weapon. We can see when they try to run their operations. Although I guess we'll get a notification when they do the big thing anyway, right? Yeah, sure. Alright, do we want to run deeper into espionage, or do we want to increase operational effectiveness? Steel maps actually seems like a really good thing to have. Let's at least do that. Okay, we can have Von Bird do that stuff. Lobby board just needs to do whatever is going to help with growth. Oh yeah, see, we're getting to the point where we're no longer guaranteed a population point every single turn. Let's build the other hydro exploitation. That's probably a good idea. And do we want to start routing food from other places even more? Oh yeah, we're not routing food from here. That could be awfully useful. Okay, that gets us to one turn. And we should probably spend some influence, because right now we are just sitting at the cap for no reason. We could buy ourselves a network controller. Explosive attacks gain a chance to concuss. I don't know that we don't really have a ton of explosive attacks. 20% bonus damage is cool. Yeah, sure. I keep hearing that sound. It sounds like I don't know, a building being knocked over or something, and probably it's important. Probably I should be figuring out what is causing it. I'm assuming this is going to be everybody trading some small amount of energy off of me again. I don't know why this is a thing that the AI does in groups, but I'm happy to make the trades. Because right now, like, the thing that would be the stumbling block to us quickly constructing a large, powerful, totally modernized military would probably be Cosmite, not energy, right? Also, as the game gets longer, or as the game gets later, enemy turns get longer because they have so many more units to move around. Yeah. I'm cool with that. Also fine. This one, less so. Hey, would you mind trading me one of your victory conditions? I was just thinking, you can't possibly need all that, right? Okay, so this should be the turn. And I feel bad that I'm basically just like filling space here, and I feel especially bad that there's going to be a significant portion of the next episode that is also basically me just filling space. If nobody declares war on us or anything, we might actually just sit here for 17 turns, hitting end turn over and over again while the countdown goes. It is interesting that it takes so much more time to win the game this way. Like, you spend so much more time in the final step this way than you do in the Doomsday Victory. I wonder why that is exactly. Alright, new information, new tech. Let's just go Operation Effectiveness. Get it done. Yeah, sure. Upgrade the water sectors. Why not? And then we go and this should now work. Requires a nearby colony. Well, good news. I have one. Why am I not able to do that thing? Yep, 3 of 4 sectors. Yep, that's the right dwelling. We have a colony near the sector that can accept the dwelling as a sector. Right, we do. Maybe... No, I have no idea. I'm gonna buy a thing, just that we're not wasting influence. I guess... And it's even telling me, like, hey, you could annex a sector. Don't you want to do that thing? And I totally do, like, so much. Let's try it again next turn. If it doesn't work here, probably what we'll do is just end the video there, and then I will research. I'll figure out why it's not working and what we need to do to make it work, and come back with that information for tomorrow. Because obviously this is, like, extremely critical. We actually need this to happen. Okay. Autonom... Yeah, still getting the message. Requires a nearby colony. This is not actually a greater distance than Penster had, right? Yeah, it's two tiles away, which is the same thing here. We don't... The same city doesn't own the intervening tile, but that can't matter, right? Yeah, okay. I have no idea what's going on here. Tell you what, that's what's gonna be... Boy, screwing up the outro again. That's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. That's what is going to be it for us for today. Come back next time, tomorrow, when I have gotten a handle on what the issue is here, and we maybe win the game by uniting the world before Sign of House Temir can destroy it. And we'll see you then.